I just want to say I'm a little reluctant to do this video because psychologically, I want to believe that Nicole is totally innocent, but I have to go where the research takes me. And it's not too bad, but we are going to have to rethink the narrative that she's the pure innocent and Tom tricked her or fooled her or she's been living some, oh no, horrible life. She was a little bit more complicit than we want to think. Why do I believe this? Well, we have to go back when this relationship started, late 80s, early 90s, and the Scientology angle. His first wife, Mimi, was a Scientologist. A lot of people still don't know that. More importantly, her father was a Scientologist. But here's the thing, he was considered kind of an enemy of the church. They didn't like his loyalty, they were questioning him. So Mimi was sort of being eyed as being very suspicious. So from the Scientology angle and the church and David Miscavige, the leader, he didn't like her already. And then Tom comes along and he sees Nicole, he's attracted to her, and Miscavige wants Tom as a member and a hardcore member of the cult. So it's very clear what happened, and it's very explicit. And Mimi sort of confirmed this publicly that they structured or planned out the divorce, saying, okay, listen, he's moving on. We need you to be a good Scientologist and leave. And she got a cash payment, quite a substantive one for back in the day, $10 million. And she was like, okay, fine, I agree. So even though Tom was publicly still saying they were married, they were not. Now, this is where it gets more tricky with Nicole. And again, I'm not getting into her relationship issue, but this is a fact. She was with someone while she was filming with Tom, and Tom was basically trying to woo her to his side and into Scientology. Now, here's the thing. If she wants to make that choice, that's fine. That's a relationship issue. However, this is all being planned out. It's all very structured. How structured? One of the Scientologists that was helping David, one of his right hand people, he's literally in the film. He's named as a character, as a kind of in joke. If you go back to the film, quote unquote, where they fell in love, it is literally officially in the film, and that is a Scientologist. And apparently, Nicole thought it was a cute little joke. She didn't think it was sinister. People think she was sort of shocked into the cult. She wasn't aware of it. It's sort of just Tom's thing. I guess she thought it was an eccentricity. No, she accompanied him to the gold base and these other bases early on in their relationship. People think that when Miscavige showed up at her wedding, it's some kind of creepy outsider thing. No, there were several Scientologists at the wedding. She was not unaware who he was. She knew who he was. They had dinners together. Now, maybe personally, Nicole, like most normal people, sensed that he was a fanatical crazy man. But again, early on in the relationship, she was willing to accept all these offers to go to their bases, these lavish kind of settings, and be sort of waited on hand and foot by these servants who were frankly being paid nothing. So either she's that naive or innocent. Again, this is early on in the relationship. That is possible, although I think it is more likely it is a little more sinister. She kind of knew something was off or weird. Her father was a psychologist, and if you know Scientology, they hate psychology, they hate psychologists, but David still allowed the relationship forward. You can look at her as a kind of pawn that David, like, well, I don't like you very much because you're related to a psychologist, and in Scientology lingo, that makes you an enemy, but I want Tom, so it's like, okay, we have to tolerate her. Or the more likely explanation is it was more negotiated. She kind of knew she was not wanted, and they're just accepting her. And from her side, she's accepting Scientology for what it is. It's like, all right, this silly nonsense, but I get to be in a good relationship with a superstar. The brutal truth is, maybe she did sort of become a little bit more complicit with Tom and the cult than we want to believe.